by staff. AP-24-03. This particular item has been postponed, so if there's anyone here for this particular matter, you may be excused. Also, Stephanie, is Vice Chair Johnny Wilson on the line?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Next, we will have the Henry County Veterans Advisory Council to come forward. If I could have Colonel Retired Denise Gaines Edmond, who is the chair of our Veterans Committee. This is a newly formed committee. We formed this committee because we have so many veterans that live in our community that we want to make sure that we are meeting the needs of our veterans in the community.
Good evening. Good evening, Chair, Madam Chair, and Commissioners. Thank you for yielding time for us today to be introduced, as well as the members that I have with me. There are 7 members on our board of the Veterans Advisory Board, and we're just taking this time to make sure that the community is aware that we have been established since July. We've actually had 3 meetings, and we will have our 4th meeting this Thursday. We meet, this Monday. We meet every Monday every 4th Monday at 6:30 at the Southern Crescent Technical College at 300 Lake Mount Drive in room 122. And if you gentlemen would turn around, this is Lieutenant Colonel Retired Dwight Lewis, and this is Lieutenant Colonel Retired Daryl Johnson. They are both retired from the Army, which I am as well. And we also have represented on our board Air Force, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Navy. So the other members that are not present for District 1 are Gary McNeil, Candy Saunders, which is Air Force, and Alicia McCray, and Michael Oglesby, which is the Marine that's on our board. Again, we are here to establish recommendations for the Board of Commissioners to assist in how we can mitigate any strategies for homeless veterans and any assistance that we see need fit in Henry County for the veterans in Henry County. Thank you, Madam Chair, for our time.
Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for the work that you're doing in our community. And we are here to assist in whatever way that we can. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you, Madam
service.
Chair.
Any comments from the board? Consent agenda, if I can have the county, Commissioner Robinson, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I want to just tell them, thank them. I just want to thank them for their service because they didn't have to accept the invitation, but we're glad that you did, so that way you can advise us the needs that go on here in Henry County. So thank each and every one of you for your service and your continued service here in Henry County.
Thank you. Okay, County Manager, if you can come forward and please read the consent agenda.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Vice Chair Wilson, who is on the phone, and to our Board of Commissioners and our Henry County community. This is your consent agenda for Tuesday, October 15th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. We have an annexation that does not require a public hearing. It is AX 24-02. The City of McDonough has received a request for annexation of property located at 705 Tomlinson Street, consisting of 4.61 plus or minus acres, located in land lot 120 of the 7th District, and the property is located in District 3. Under Financial Services, we have a resolution awarding a 3-year subscription in the amount of $824,942.85 to OpenGov, which is a budgeting and e-procurement software to enhance current and long-range financial planning, reporting, and procurement processes. Funding is available in Technical Services Repairs and Maintenance account. Under the Police Department, we have a resolution approving the acceptance of an award in the amount of $10,000 from the State of Georgia Emergency Management and Homeland Security Agency Fiscal Year 25 Georgia Gang Activity Prosecution Grant Program to the Henry County Police Department. There is no local match funds required. We also have a resolution approving an agreement between Axon Enterprises, Inc. and the Henry County Police Department for the purchase of Fuses One enterprise-level real-time crime center software in the amount of $120,000 the first year, utilizing Red Speed funds, and with an option to renew in the second year of $135,000, and in the third year at $150,000, utilizing police SSD funds allocated for this purpose. Under the Sheriff's Office, we have a resolution approving the acceptance of an award in the amount of $10,000 from the State of Georgia Emergency Management and Homeland Security Agency FY25 Georgia Gang Activity Prosecution Grant Program to the Henry County Sheriff's Office. No local match funds are required. Under T-SPLOST, we have a resolution authorizing the acquisition of 25,964.98 square feet of right-of-way and 11,340.75 square feet of permanent easement, more or less, in Land Lot 171 of the 7th District, Henry County, Georgia, by negotiated contract or condemnation. State Route 81 widening project, parcel number 99. And then under the Transit Department, we have a resolution approving the Department of Human Services contract for fiscal year 2025 for elderly and disabled individuals, Grant 48, in the amount of $739,298.87. An in-kind match is required in the amount of $2,155.54 for a total amount of $741,454.41. But those in-kind services are being met through the Meals on Wheels program. We also have a resolution authorizing grant application for the Georgia Department of Transportation FY 2026-5311 Rural Transportation Program Operating Assistance for elderly and disabled residents of Henry County. Madam Chair, this ends the consent agenda.
Thank you. Any questions from the board? Hearing none, can I like to call for a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Is Commissioner Wilson voting? Okay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Next item is on the regular agenda, planning and zoning, RZ-24-24, Mark Knight of Griffin, Georgia.
Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, board members, and pillars of the community. The item before you is for rezoning for property located north of Bill Gardner Parkway and east of Highway 155. Property is currently zoned M1 light manufacturing and is 2.94 plus or minus acres. The rezoning request before you is to rezone the property from M1 to C2 for the purpose of a commercial development. Future land use map designation is village and would support the request to C2. This village future land use map designation is intended to support community centers with these nodes of commercial, office, and other uses that promote walkability and people-oriented environments. Some quick zoning history. On April 20th, 2004, the Board of Commissioners approved a rezoning request from RA to M1 for the purpose of a self-storage facility. And on that same night, the remainder of the parcel that this property is joined with was rezoned from RA to C2 for the purpose of a commercial development, which will come into play in a little bit later on in my presentation. The applicant is requesting to rezone the property from M1 to C2 for the purpose of that commercial development. With this being the site plan, the subject property is within the boundaries of the Highway Corridor Overlay District and is subject to the conditions therein. The rezoning request, more specifically, going back to that zoning aerial, it's a portion of what you see in that site plan. More specifically, that left portion right here.
So you're saying it's on the opposite side of, the opposite side of, in this great area of the Kroger?
It is on the left side of the site plan, a portion of the Kroger building that you see there.
Okay, in that particular area, what is going to be in that particular area?
That particular area is designated as, according to the site plan, as a pickup drop-off, pickup location for these online orders.
Okay.
Subject property is located within the boundaries of the Highway Corridor Overlay District and would need to comply with those standards therein. Village commercial is that future land use map designation again, which would support the rezoning request. Here are some comments that we received from various departments, including the Henry County Water and Sewage Authority, Department of Transportation, Public Safety. On October 10, 2024, the Zoning Advisory Board did recommend approval of the applicant's request to rezone from M1 to C2 with these conditions on the overhead screen. As I mentioned, this subject property is part of a larger piece of property, and it is currently actually split zoned, that entire piece. Because of that, staff felt it necessary to apply the same conditions of that commercial 2004 rezoning request into this request. That way, all of the conditions are the same, with the exception of these kind of updated conditions, starting with condition 7. Conditions 1 through 6 are on that previous C2 rezoning from 04. 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 are new conditions, kind of updated conditions that we have. With that, I'd be happy to take any questions.
Not at this time. Is this a public hearing, Stephanie, this public hearing? Okay. So if there's anyone here to speak in favor of the request, including the applicant, you have a collective total of 10 minutes to address the board.
Madam Chair, members of the Board of Commissioners, good evening. Last time I was here, a few weeks ago, the Falcons beat the Saints, and then I've come back to you, and we have beaten the Bucks, and now we've beaten Carolina. So I'm excited about that, and I want to wear my Falcons tie again. And very quickly.
Starting off pretty good, Mr. Welch. Starting off pretty good.
Very quickly, you've seen the site plan. This is exactly to the chair's question earlier. The blue outline is the property that's being rezoned from the M1, and this makes it very clear on the site plan what we're doing. So we're really just going from an M1 that allows for self-storage. If you're familiar with that intersection, there's already a self-storage on the corner. So this isn't needed. Self-storage isn't needed there anymore. This would fit into the plans for the grocer, and we would ask for your favorable consideration of that request with the conditions. And I won't waste any more of your time. I think it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
If you have questions, I'll be happy to answer.
Okay, stand by. Is there anyone that'd like to come and speak in opposition of this project? Anyone that'd like to speak in opposition? Hearing none, this concludes the public hearing. The one question or the one thing, and I know that this is in Commissioner Johnny Wilson's district, is that the area that you are requesting to be rezoned, can we have it rezoned to what's here on the site map?
Yes. Let me quickly go back to those.
Because I don't want any partials or things built later, so I need it zoned to the site map.
Yes, that is,
I think the staff has put a condition in there that addresses that as well.
yes, condition 8 there.
The condition 8. And to the chair's question earlier, that area is going to be for parking, and it is going to be for the pickup and delivery. As you know, Kroger's been sort of a leader in the grocer world. I'm sorry, I should say, this grocer has been a leader in this area of pickup and delivery. And they've even got, in other jurisdictions, they've got trucks that drive up and drop off at your house. So this is a very successful part of their business, and that's what you saw there was that pickup and delivery area.
Okay, all right. Commissioner Wilson?
Yes.
Any comments, or you'd like to make a motion?
I don't have any comments. I will make a motion to approve with the presented conditions and recommendations.
Okay, you got a motion from District 1 Commissioner.
Second.
You got a second. If there's no other questions, all in favor? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you, members.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kent.
Next item on the agenda is MC-24-03.
Good evening, Chair, Vice Chair, Commissioners, and pillars of the community. The request before you this evening is a modification to zoning conditions for property located on Highway 81. Just to put this location in perspective, it is on Highway 81 and North Ola Road. The property consists of 4.49 plus or minus acres. The modification to the site plan will allow for commercial development. The map before you shows the subject property outlined in green. The current zoning for the property is MU, mixed use, as illustrated on the Henry County official zoning map adopted on November 19, 2013 by the Henry County Board of Commissioners. A review of zoning files indicate the Board of Commissioners approved a rezoning request RZ 1903 from RA, Residential Agricultural, and C1, Neighborhood Commercial, to MU, Mixed Use, on April 16, 2019, as a part of a larger request with conditions. As per April 26, 2019 rezoning, the original condition number 4 holds the applicant to the original site plan shown above. The residential parcels are wedged in between commercials. Staff has completed an evaluation of the property, identifying current zoning as mixed use, which has the outcome of the previous rezoning. The property is located in the Highway Corridor Overlay District and is subject to the standards therein. The original request holds the applicant to condition number 4 on the old site plan. The request is to modify the site plan to allow for commercial development as shown above. The new site plan was provided by the applicant. Please note that the site plan indicates a plaza along with retail component. Staff does recommend approval to the modification request to read the development shall be constructed in substantial compliance with the land use designations of the site plan above. We've also added 2 additional conditions. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, not at this time. This is a public hearing. Persons wishing to come to speak in favor, including the applicant, have a total collective 10 minutes.
Good evening. My name is David Harris. I'm an attorney, live in Eagles Landing, and I represent Ms. Val DiVieso here. And could you put that plat back up there? This property was zoned a mixed use in 2019, as she indicated. And the site plan, the concept plan that was used at that time showed the couple of cul-de-sacs with lots backing up to Highway 81. As you guys know, that's going to be 4-laned in the not-too-distant future. And we have determined this little 4-acre piece has commercial on both to the west and to the east. So it has commercial on both ends. It's just not a desirable situation for residents. There's 4 cul-de-sac the new plan showed a cul-de-sac with 4 lots that would back up to 81, and we just don't think that is feasible. We don't think anybody would want to live backing up to a 4-lane highway. And there's going to be commercial on both sides, so it just makes sense to just extend. The Publix is just to the west. It's just off the Platte, the Publix Center, and I think there's a car wash and another facility that's gone in there, just east of Publix. But this would just be a continuation of the commercial development down Highway 81. We think it makes a lot of sense.
Thank
I'll be
you.
happy for questions if you have any.
Okay. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition of this project? Please come forward. Anyone here to speak in opposition? Okay, this concludes our public hearing. Commissioner Anglin, this is in your district. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you all for coming. I was just going to say, it's going to allow for greater continuity. It's going to give us that other future access drive that's available there. And I agree, less desirable lots there for personal. So I really don't have any additional comments or anything, just more continuity.
Okay, do you want to make?
Yeah, I'll make the motion. Didn't know if
Okay.
anybody else had questions. Make the motion that we move forward with the zoning change.
I got a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Commissioner Wilson? Okay. Motion carries. County Manager, do you have any comments? Okay.
No, ma'am,
Steph-
Madam Chair.
Okay. Stephanie, has anyone signed up for public comment? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes for September 17th BOC meeting?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Commissioner Wilson? Motion carries. Upcoming meeting and events, October 24th at 3 p.m. is a call joint meeting with the Henry County Water Authority and Henry County Development Authority. November 5th at 9 a.m. is our regular scheduled BOC meeting. November 19th at 6:30 is our regular scheduled BOC meeting. This concludes our meeting. Meeting is adjourned. I hope everyone have a great evening.